What is happening? Seriously, our crypto community, guys. Our asset class cannot catch a break. Like, seriously. Right? Every other day, there's something new happening and attacking our industry. Out of the blue. Like a black swan event. And this is why we're dumping. Okay? So we're going to be investigating what's happening here because a bunch of Bitcoin just got hacked, guys, and everyone is panicking. So you gotta watch this video because probably a lot of coins aren't safe. Justin, $40 million worth of Bitcoin stolen after 500 cold card hardware wallets were hacked. $40 million, guys. Right? This was an attack on the Bitcoin community. And that's not it because it's still occurring. As of right now, it just got updated to $88 million, guys, right? That has been hacked from this hardware wallet. Okay, now let's talk about how this happened and what's the solution to this, guys, because this is obviously scary, right? And it's obviously a sad day, even though it was targeting the Bitcoin community. So this is the worst. This is worse than any previous Bitcoin exchange hack. It is arguably one of the worst things that could happen. The popular hardware wallet Coldcard had a faulty random number generator. Funds are being drained from ordinary users' hardware wallets as you read this. So here's the hardware wallets, guys, and they even have a alert here. Coldcard security advisory: seed generator on firmware 4.0.1 are at risk. Right? So it seems like when you, or not you, but like when somebody bought this wallet, right, it says secure your Bitcoin, right? And obviously it wasn't secure. This company needs to go bankrupt immediately. That's number one. Number two is, it seems like whenever someone bought this hardware wallets, guys, and they created their wallet, right, or their seed, it wasn't random. It's supposed to be random, so the wallet cannot be hacked into, right? That's what happened. And one more thing, guys, over down here they say verifiable source code, right? Supposedly, I think it's open source, right? Or at least people can audit the source code. How come nobody found out that this was a big issue, right? Users first deposited to block less than 24 hours ago that funds were moving out of their wallets. The exploit was most likely discovered with the help of AI. That's the issue. AI hacked Zcash the other month. And now this hardware wallet. So it seems like there are groups of hackers out there, guys, that's going on every service, every product, and any crypto out there, trying to make AI find a vector that it could attack, right? Like find a fraud. So here's the founder of this hardware wallets, guys, NVK. He says he's sorry and he's devastated, right? Their team is heartbroken about the news that's happening. Coming down here, well, you know, they even say we know an apology doesn't return anyone's funds, right? The least that these people can do is return all the money that everyone lost, supposedly, and it was millions upon millions, and it's still happening right now, right? So, but down here to every other developer, we believe this is a sober reality of the new AI paradigm. AI-assisted code review can now find latent bugs at a speed that is outpacing even the industry's most seasoned experts. You see this? So guys, at this point in time, I don't think anything is safe, like relating to crypto. Like seriously, right? Because AI is on the loose, and everything may get attacked at some point in time, right? But to make us sleep better at night, Ripple, in fact, has a dedicated and hired a dedicated AI team, right? That's going through all of this, guys. Okay, relating to the XRP ledger. Okay, But with all these other crypto communities and crypto coins and everything else, definitely not. It doesn't seem like it. Okay? So, Block has confirmed that the random number generator is broken. You know what that means. There are likely already multiple attackers competing for the affected Bitcoin. Many more will join soon. Nobody knows how much Bitcoin is affected, right? And someone out there probably isn't using the internet, right? Haven't heard news, and their Bitcoin is probably affected, right? And the attack is still ongoing, so people have to be very careful, right? Nobody knows how many users are affected as well. Okay, guys. Honestly, I'm starting to think that exchanges might be a better place to store your cryptocurrencies. I'm not even kidding. Especially when the Clarity Act passes, right? I know in the Clarity Act it does say, what is it called? It does say that if an exchange does go bankrupt, you know, customer funds will be fine, right? They're going to be paid out, right, to prevent like an FTX sort of style collapse, okay? But I don't know if they have some sort of like cold wallet section in the bill, right? Or like any type of wallet section to prevent this type of issue, right? And if supposedly anything happens to that wallet, well, you know, the actual company should pay back the customers. If that isn't already in the bill, they definitely need to place that in the bill. But I'm starting to think, you know, I think crypto exchanges are starting to become more secure at this point in time, right? So here's what happened. When you set up a cold wallet, it generates a seed phrase for you, right? It's anywhere from like 12 to 24 random words, right, that acts as your password. These words must be chosen completely randomly, right? So no computer can crack your phrase. Instead, maybe one day quantum computing, right? So we'll have to see what happens with that. Number 2, cold card devices had a bug that meant the seed phrases it generated users weren't completely random, right? And it was a bug, guys. That's crazy. Out of nowhere too, right? How many more bugs are there? That's like in all these projects. Nobody knows. AI knows though, right? And it will target everything. It's very scary, guys. I don't know. So, because the seed phrases weren't truly random, hackers could crack them more easily. Listen to this from Jack Mullers.
Emergency press conference. Bitcoiners, there are very few times where I think it's appropriate to interrupt everyone's day, to stop what you are doing. Unfortunately, this is one of those times. If you or someone you know uses a cold card hardware wallet, please pay attention. New security research has identified what appears to be a very serious flaw in how certain versions of cold card firmware generated Bitcoin private keys. If your wallet is affected, this is not something that you should wait to deal with. You should review your setup immediately, and if necessary, safely and calmly move your Bitcoin to a newly generated wallet. Now, to understand what is happening, you need to understand one thing, okay? Every Bitcoin wallet starts by generating one incredibly large and incredibly random number. The security of your Bitcoin depends on one simple fact, that no one else should ever be able to guess that number. Now, normally, that's effectively impossible. But what's the problem? What's the bug? What's the issue? The research suggests that certain cold card firmware may not have generated a number nearly random enough. So, suddenly, something that should have been and is practically impossible to guess becomes very possible. That's what makes this issue so serious. So I've seen Bitcoiners ask, well, can I just take my seed phrase or my private key or my large random number and Kai just poured it into a new wallet that is not Cold Card. Unfortunately, no, that does not make you safe. That does not secure your Bitcoins. You could think of it like taking a weak, compromised, or potentially soon to be compromised password and just porting it into a new password manager. Unfortunately, that doesn't solve the problem because it's not necessarily the password manager that's the issue. It's the password itself. The problem is how the seed was originally created. So if your seed was generated by affected firmware, restoring that same seed onto another wallet does not solve the underlying issue. Now, the investigation is still unfolding. The community.
Right, so you have to completely change the seed phrase, guys, right? Generate a completely new entirely wallet with, I'm guessing, they updated their firmware by now, probably. But still, like, I would stay calm and do the necessary steps. So if you guys do have any Bitcoin on that wallet there, definitely change seed phrases, right? Like, completely remove your coins, okay? Transfer them out to a new cold wallet with a new seed phrase, or even an exchange can work. Now, Ledger says Ledger's not affected, okay, by the recently published Cold Card MK3 advisory. So Ledger seems to be fine, but again, at this point in time, that happened out of the blue. What if there's some other weird thing that happens in the future? Right. So look at this. Zach XBT said, hot take, all hardware wallets are complete garbage and I do not advise using them for important tasks like signing transactions or storing funds. Much better to have a separate iPhone with its only purpose being to use as your hardware wallet. Ledger's the worst and Ledger Live has regular updates for UI and apps for no good reason that breaks simple action. Okay, so that could be a good thing to do, guys. If you want to be completely safe, having a separate wallet, right, like never connected to the internet, and the sole purpose is to store funds, right, on a separate device. So with that being said, guys, very sad day for the Bitcoin community, right? Very sad day, which is why Bitcoin has been falling. Okay, I think honestly, since the news, like, there's so many black swan events, right? Very unpredictable. I think Bitcoin is going to go back to this level, okay, of like 60-ish K, because that's where XRP went to and it held support at this range, okay? XRP, on the other hand, will probably create a new low, okay, because it's already like breaking this support, guys. Next support will be at 98 cents, okay? 98 cents will be the next support. Even though, again, another black swan hits during a full moon, huh? That's weird. It seems like it's happening more frequently now, huh? The last time was, I think, the Iran war, and now this. So just be very careful, guys. I mean, what strange events are hitting our community? Weird, isn't it? So be very careful with your coins and stay safe out there. What was that, Sophie's Mazes? See ya.